Hello, scholars. Today is Word Problem Wednesday. When we do word problems, we like to read them a few times to make sure we understand what we are supposed to do. Are we supposed to add or subtract? And we have to be able to tell why. To make sure that we're not just adding or subtracting for no reason, we really do understand what's going on in the situation. So when we read the first time, we visualize. So we practiced this last week. We visualize in the first box. This is where visual goes. Second box is the first strategy we try. Third box is the next strategy we try. Why do we try two strategies? So we can check to see if we got it right. Okay. And then the last box is our explanation. I'm going to do an example that looks similar to one of the problems that you will be trying today. So let's read number 1 with our visual. And remember, when we get to the numbers, we don't read them at first. We just say the word sum because we don't want the numbers to confuse us when we're trying to decide if we want to add or subtract. Christopher has some red apples and some green apples. Okay, so here's Christopher. You can draw an apple. Remember, it should not be a big complicated drawing. Some of them are red. Some of them are green. Okay. He has a total of some apples. Okay, so he has some that are red, some that are green, and then total means all of them together. So I'm just going to draw like this. So they all belong to him. He has all of them together, but some of them are red, some of them are green. Okay, now I'm going to label. So I read it a second time. Remember, I don't read the question yet. And when I label my problem, I label it with my own words. Christopher has some red apples. And some green apples. Okay, so I'm just going to put here 2 different colors of apples. And he has them. So that means like maybe they're all gathered in a bowl or basket in his kitchen. Or maybe he just picked them in a basket. I don't know. He's like gathering them together. He has a total of some apples. Okay, so his apples over here that he has are both red and green. Okay, that's all I really know so far. Let me read it with my own words. Christopher has, so maybe I'm imagining like a bowl in his kitchen where he keeps all these apples, 2 different colors of apples. He has a total number of apples, and in his bowl they are both red and green. Now, I'm going to add the numbers into my visual. Christopher has 46 red apples. Let's put 46 under the word red. And some green apples. Whenever it says some in the problem, that means I'm missing that number. I don't know how many green apples he has. He has a total of 88 apples. Okay, so that means we already know how many he has all together. So this is like one part is 46. The other part, this is the red part. And then the green part, we don't know. We do know that in all, he has 88 apples. Okay, so whenever I'm missing a part or a piece, that means 88 is my biggest number. I'm going to write my equation over here, and I need to take out 46 to find what's left. Or I can also think of it like this. If there are 46 red apples, there have to be some green apples, but I don't know that part. And together they make 88, because that's a part plus another part makes this whole at the end. You can write it both ways, scholars, because both of those are correct number sentences. But when you go to solve it, we have to think, what would be the best way to figure out how many more it would take to get to 88? That's why we talked today about the number line strategy. Okay, so I'm going to stretch a number line down here, and I'm going to start at 46 and see how many it takes me to get all the way to 88. Okay, I'm not going to draw my ending number, but I know that I need to get to 88. So I go 46. I want to make efficient big jumps. I'm going to choose to make a jump of 10 because I know how to add 10 to 46. I just added 10 in the tens place. 46, 56, not to 88 yet. Ooh. 66, 76. Another jump of 10 gets me to 86. Okay, if I do another jump of 10, I'll get to 96. That's too far. I just know that 86 needs 2 more to make 88. So I'm going to go 1 more. Oh no, I don't have to do it. I already know it. 2 more. Oop, my pencil broke. 2 more gets me to, let me fix that too so I can see it clearly. 88. Okay. Is this my answer? No, that's my whole. That's how many I had to count to. I already knew that there are 88 apples in all. I need to find how many more apples it took to get to 88. Okay, so I'm finding the difference between these two numbers. The missing part must be all of these added up because that's how many green apples it would take to get to 88. So that's 10, 20, 30, 40, and 2. So 42. So I think this mystery number right here is 42. Okay? Now, if I was correct, I should be able to check it over here using a different strategy. So I also really like my place value strategy. I can use my place value strategy to solve this subtraction sentence to find the missing part. So I'm going to go 88 minus 46 equals, I don't know, how many green apples does it equal? So I would start with 88 in my place value chart, hundreds, tens, and ones, 88, tens, and ones. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, goodness, 60, 70, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88. Now I know I need to take away 46. That means I can cross them out in my chart, and I always start in my ones place when I'm trying to subtract or add in my chart. So I know in this number there are 4 tens and 6 ones. Let's cross out 6 ones. I know this is 5, so I'm going to go 5, 6. Okay, because I lined them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I'm going to also cross out 4 tens because that's what I'm taking away. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm left with 1, 2, 3, 4 tens and 1, 2, 2 ones. So now that answer matches this answer up here. So I can say, I know Christopher, because the question was how many green apples does he have? I know Christopher has 42 green apples because this is the missing part that makes 88. Okay, so now I will explain a little bit more. When I skip count by tens, I'm talking about my number line strategy up here. I was skip counting by tens and 2. Tens and 2, I found, oops, I should say I find it takes 4 to get from 46 to 88. Okay, so that was me kind of explaining how I used my number line to solve for the missing part. All right, so this is how I would expect you to solve a problem. If you're in Miss R's class, you might also be using the cube strategy, but you can always definitely show a couple different ways to solve it so that you're checking your work. And then explaining is a really important thing to be able to do when you're solving a math problem to prove to people how you actually got your answer. All right, can't wait to see the hard work you put in. Thank you, scholars, for coming to school on Seesaw today.